Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Activities for People Living at Home with Dementia. My name is Gail Snyder. I'm the Executive Director for Dementia Friendly Fort Worth. We proudly offer this program with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and United Way of Tarrant County. These programs are recorded and are made available for future use through a YouTube channel. And today we are talking about holiday traditions. And you all will have an opportunity to share with us what you do to celebrate during this season.
Okay.
So, do I have a volunteer who would like to go first?
Okay. I'll volunteer.
Okay.
So our current traditions are that we usually, with the Alzheimer's Association, we had at least 2 Christmas parties we go to, and then sometimes we'd meet with our friends to have a holiday dinner out. But on Christmas Day and then Christmas Eve, Myra and I stay up late as late as we can, see if we can see Santa Claus, and then Christmas morning, about mid-morning, we open up the presents.
So this year you don't have to stay up to wait for Santa Claus because you already saw him.
Oh yeah,
Santa's already
here.
here.
Yeah, already came. Yeah. Early arrival.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what kind of food do you usually have?
Prime rib.
Prime rib.
Yeah.
And what goes with that?
Usually twice baked potatoes and maybe green beans of some sort and some
fluffy salad.
some fluffy kind of salad.
I think some kind of grilled asparagus or bacon wrapped asparagus would be really good with that.
Yeah, it would be great if I liked it.
Yeah, I like that. One of us likes it, one of us does not.
Somehow I had a feeling you were going to say that. Doc. You don't like Brussels sprouts either, do you?
No, he does not.
I don't like Brussels sprouts, but I do like asparagus.
Yeah.
Okay. I like broccoli raw. I like raw broccoli, and I can eat it cooked sometimes. But
you have to have cheese on it if it's cooked.
No, I can eat it raw.
No.
I can eat it in Chinese food too. I don't usually, but I could.
I was going to say, I've never seen you eat it in there.
All right. Well, Martha?
Remind me how to do a screen share.
Down at the bottom, the green button in the middle that says share screen.
Uh-huh. Now, how do I get my pictures up?
And then you choose, you have to have those pictures up already.
Oh.
That was a catch.
Open the file where the pictures are at first.
You've taught me this and I don't remember.
So make the screen with the pictures of us on it, minimize it so that it's only taking up half of your screen.
Okay.
Then open the folder that has the pictures in it.
My hands are shaky today. Pictures. Nope. Y'all are going to see some fun things today. That's not it. You get to see my whole screen, don't you?
Yep.
Yep. That's not
Oh.
it. Oops.
Can we see your screen? Is it those JPEG files down below the one that says Christmas tree and fireplace?
Man, what did I just do? Bye.
So right now I got something that says that my screen is sharing. Okay, you screen. Okay, got it.
Just going to do this the hard way.
Okay, so Dawn, we're seeing your screen now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you going to show us?
What's that?
I said, what are you going to show us?
Oh,
Help me figure it out.
Well, I guess I was just going around following the instructions.
Wait, you had those pictures I sent you.
Oh, okay. Just a second. Myra sent me some pictures yesterday. I have to.
Martha, how's yours going?
I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way.
Okay.
I took some, you were asking about what I do to celebrate the holidays. And since I'm Jewish, Hanukkah's coming up and tonight is the first night.
Mm-hmm.
So I took some pictures of the things that I have as far as decor for Hanukkah.
Oh, okay, wait, don't go away.
Don't go away. Okay.
Coming right back.
I can sit here and be real cute.
That's because Santa's here. We're
That's
all
right.
behaving.
Yeah.
I'll be
Oh.
good.
You know, that's a great, when you're leaning into the camera, Steve, that's
Yes.
a great Santa Claus shot.
That is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
A really great
Hi.
Santa Claus shot.
You know, a lot of the Santas this year are either during virtual or like in the malls are actually behind a plexiglass.
That's true.
Yes,
The kids can't sit in their laps this year, but
right.
virtually they can do it because virtually they can take and mix up two pictures together.
Right.
Oh, okay.
You can sit on the lap. Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, there's
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
okay. That's a house divided.
Oh,
That's
I
beautiful.
like it.
It is. It is.
yeah.
Very nice. Yes.
Our son-in-law is Jewish, and
Oh, cool.
I used to work at Temple Emmanuel for two rabbis. One was Rabbi Mintz. Well, guess where Rabbi Mintz is from? He's from Walnut Hill, California. Guess where our son-in-law's parents live? Two
Walnut
blocks
Hill.
away from Rabbi
Wow.
Mintz in California, in that same subdivision. What are the odds of that?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So, she was always kind of
Where
afraid.
does he attend temple?
Who, Joel? He lives out in
Yeah,
California.
your son-in-law, where does he?
He doesn't,
Ah, okay.
you know.
Yeah.
You know, I used to work at Temple Emmanuel for, you know, Rabbi Mintz and Rabbi Kaiserman. So, I mean, everybody fit together. I
Yeah.
found this and I couldn't resist it. So I got one for Joel's
I can
mom.
see why.
Huh? You what?
I can see why you couldn't resist it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was perfect. You know, so happy Hanukkah.
And yep, happy Hanukkah.
All right, so Martha, you were about to show us some of your decor.
Some of my pictures,
Oh.
yes. One of the big things for Hanukkah is the menorah.
Right.
Right?
The menorah symbolizes there was a miracle in which there was only one night's worth of oil left for the lamp. And they lit the lamp and it lasted 8 days.
Wow.
And that's why we have Hanukkahs at this point. And these are
Yeah.
from my, it's cash register in the background, but you can sort of see there are 2 candles.
There's 2 candles,
Yes.
2 blue
Uh-huh.
candles.
Yes. And there's a Star of David as the base.
Mhm.
Okay.
And tonight
Oh, I see that.
tonight will be the first night, and I will light those candles and they burn down completely. You don't use them to read by or for warmth or for work. They're only for beauty. So the second night you put in the helper candle and then 2 candles, and you use the helper candle to light the other 2 and then put it back in, and all 3 of them burn down.
Okay.
And
Okay.
as you light the candles, you say a blessing for thanking God for being God and for bringing us to this season.
Yeah.
One of my girlfriends found this cute pillow. It says Happy Hanukkah.
Oh,
Mhm.
That's
That's
cute.
about 2 feet square.
Yes.
And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, my hands are shaky, so you can't see too well. A friend of mine gave me this just yesterday. This is
Oh.
Oh, yes.
This
That's
is,
beautiful.
an LED.
Uh-huh.
so that I plugged it into the computer and it gives me juice, and you can touch the buttons and light up the appropriate number of candles
Oh, okay.
for the
Right.
day.
That's no, lovely.
So for the places like my apartment that don't let me burn candles,
Right.
I
Yeah.
could use that. Now, outside of my apartment, I showed y'all that long piece of Christmas needlepoint the other day.
Yes.
I have that outside in my hallway, and maybe you can see this one is a tree of life and has 2 candles in it.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
The helper candle is in the middle, and then the other, there are 4 on the left and 4 on the right.
Okay.
So that one is outside, and I made a paper chain, which you can see it's blue and turquoise.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
made the paper chain, and see if I have, yes, I have a larger picture of that,
Okay. See
Yeah,
it?
I see it.
Yes.
Yep.
the paper
Yeah.
chain.
Yeah.
And then the Christmas is behind it. So I'm kind of like the t-shirt in that I mix everything.
So tell us what the white candle symbolizes.
White and blue and silver are traditional Jewish colors.
Mm-hmm.
I've used multicolored candles. Blue is just the default color, kind of like red and green.
Mhm.
And then there are some, this happens to be a joke on the web. Is that written backwards?
No.
No.
Oh.
So they're all talking about, I'm too close together. And if you notice, the candles are wearing masks,
Yeah. Perfect.
and they're talking about being too close together and how far apart are we? And somebody posted that on Facebook, and I thought that was really cool. And if you'll wait just a second, I have a sweatshirt too. Come on, sugar.
What I think is nice is when we've got Joel and the family now, we can incorporate and celebrate the Jewish holidays as well as all the Christian holidays. So we've got it.
You got the month of December covered, huh?
Yep, we got it covered. We got it covered.
Well, there's a lot of cultural background to both of them. There's a lot of basis for both of them because
yeah.
of the, Christianity came out of the Jewish culture.
Sure did. Sure
And
did.
so there's a lot of similarities to it. A lot more than sometimes people that get 2 poles on each side don't realize that you have to have both, I had some friends basically, that said, oh, we don't need the Old Testament because we're in the New Testament. I said, no, you need the Old Testament to understand the New Testament.
To know where we came
Because
from.
there you go. Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Yes.
And it even fits me.
Yeah.
Happy holiday. I love it. I
Menorahs
love
on
it.
it. And
Oh.
challah is a traditional Friday night bread that we make for
Mhm.
Hey,
every Sabbath.
Yeah.
I don't make bread anymore, but I used to.
Can you hold that back up so I can take a picture of it and send it to,
Your son-in-law?
yes. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
I'm going to send it to his mom too.
And then there's this little thing that I put around a candle. So the candle
Mhm.
goes through the middle. I may have
Yeah.
shown this to you before.
Yeah.
Yes. And blue and white, silver. And that's all the pictures I took. Traditional foods are latkes, L-A-T-K-E.
Oh, they're so good.
Fried potatoes. See, even the bird says yes. Yes. And donuts. Because of the miracle of the oil, everything that we make at Hanukkah is fried in oil.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yes.
Interesting.
And the good thing too is the calories don't count because it's Hanukkah.
Exactly. Yes. Now, I grew up Southern Baptist and Presbyterian, so I came to Judaism late. So somewhere in
But
all
you're
of
not
my
there.
stashes of things, I still have needlepoint
Mhm.
Santa Claus stockings that I made that I will never throw away.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me share.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Oh, great. Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
So
Well,
Steve,
let me share, since I'm going to have to leave here very quickly. One of our traditions, when our kids were younger, I was a chaplain at MD Anderson Cancer Center. And being a new chaplain, I was also always on tap for the holidays. I had to work the Christmas and I had to work Thanksgiving. And so the first year I was there, I worked actually through the night into Christmas Day. And my wife brought the girls up to the hospital. So we had Christmas dinner at the cafeteria. And then I took them around to the wards that I worked with, not so much to meet the patients, but to meet the workers.
Oh, yeah.
The workers, patients get a lot of attention during Christmas season in the hospitals, but the workers don't get. To my girls, I gave my girls candy canes, and they gave it out to each of the workers, the nurses and the doctors, and all the people in the cafeteria. In fact, in the cafeteria, we order lunch, and the guy that was serving there, my youngest daughter, handed him a candy cane and says, "Merry Christmas," and he started breaking out in tears. And he said, my kids got up this morning, all they want to know is, "What did you get me, Dad? What did you get me, Dad?" And you just brought a whole joy to my life, that there's more to it. And so we kept that up for many years. When we went to Thailand, the first couple of years, we did the same thing. We went out to the markets and we'd, talk to tea people and things like that. And that kind of changed, of course, with the Christmas programs in Thailand. In Thailand, the Christmas season is from mid-December to mid-January. Okay. Every village has a program that you have a church in. So you've got to do all of those programs. So that kind of took care of that. Now we don't really do, a lot. We have no standard food for Christmas. It's whatever we want to eat. We did that in Thailand because, we'd sometimes have chicken dumplings, and sometimes have soup, and, nothing's standard because you could really buy a turkey there. It was too expensive. So it's just kind of there. We just spend time together. Growing up, we always opened gifts at Christmas Eve. But as as you learn when you get married, you have to work together.
Oh, that.
Yeah. And so Sue's family always did theirs on Christmas Day, and it was a big deal. So I said, okay, and we have a picture of our oldest daughter, Rebecca, who's born on December 22nd, laying on the floor of Christmas morning with my mother and my mother-in-law crouched on the floor around her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. In the middle of she was sleeping in the middle of all of the, ripping up presents and everything else. So anyway, that's kind of our time. This year is a little different because we won't be with the grandkids, but we're doing as best we can to be with them. We did charades with them last Sunday, Christmas charades. That was kind of fun.
so
And we'll do the best, we'll do FaceTime.
Did they have to do something related to Christmas?
Yeah, it was all related to Christmas, the charades, okay? And some of them were pretty comical, the way they try to do it.
I can imagine.
Yeah, their creativity was very different than ours sometimes. And I think we got most of them except for a couple of them that they just, we could make heads or tails of what they're doing. But anyway, that's all right.
But you were making your brain work.
That's right. And it lasted for about 5 minutes, and then they were off on their own, type of thing. It's like kids, they have a very limited, short attention span. And so it was about 5. We were together probably about 15 minutes, but only about 5 of those in charades. And then they decided they wanted to do other things. And so anyway, that's Christmas.
Yeah.
This year we're just home by ourselves, and we'll FaceTime with both of the kids, and of course I'll call my brothers. Can't call my mom anymore. I would. Wish I could.
Where do your
Yep.
brothers live?
They both live in North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Yep. And they don't have iPhones, so I can't do the FaceTime,
Hmm.
you know. And both of them are very, it's amazing because my brother used to work for AT&T, but both of them are very, you know, they don't set up their voicemail. They don't do anything. It's just kind of like, you catch them when you catch them, type of thing.
Some people like it that way.
Yeah, yeah. You know, like I said, my older brother worked for AT&T for many years,
So
but
did my husband.
decided not to, you know. He ended up, well, for many years, he was the switchboard repairman for North Dakota, for old North Dakota. And so he had to be there always on New Year's Eve and day when they did the change the new year to make sure everything changed over correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So he always had to work that day. And then when they finally closed out North Dakota and combined it all with Minnesota, he moved to Minnesota and started doing fiber optics,
Oh, yeah.
laying fiber optics. So he went back into the field. But he started out as a lineman, just out of college. Then he got drafted. And when he came back, they had a job for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he stayed with them for years and years and years. So anyway, okay, I'm done.
Hey,
I need to,
my husband's whole career was with AT&T.
and I need to go. Okay.
All right.
Bye,
Bye,
Steve.
Thank you,
Steve.
folks. I enjoyed
Ho,
it.
ho, ho.
Oh,
Hope to see you
See you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Have a good day. Have
Bye.
fun. Ho, ho, ho.
Hello, Nancy.
Saw her walk by.
Somebody walked by.
Yeah. There she
Hello,
is.
Nancy.
Hi,
Good
Nancy.
morning, Nancy.
Morning.
How are you today, Nancy?
Not too good.
Not too good.
Good.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm feeling really great. Thanks.
Good, good. Well, we're glad you're here.
It's always good to see you, Nancy.
Good to see you, Nancy.
Thank you.
So, Paulette, would you like to share something about your family holiday traditions? And it can be about your childhood, or it can be about how you normally celebrate.
Well, normally we share Christmas with our daughter Heather, who lives here. No, I'm sorry. We do Christmas in California with the other daughter, and we do Thanksgiving here with Heather. But all that's changed, so I don't know what we're going to do this year, but normally we just kind of, I fixed sauerbraten for Christmas dinner. And I've done that, forever it seems. And that's a good old German dish. I started making it for my father many years ago. So it's roast beef and you soak it in sauce and all that good stuff. And everybody liked it, but I don't know that I'll go through all that trouble this year just for the two of us, or just say, wait till next year. If we're around, I'll do it if I can remember.
So, what's your favorite memory from your childhood?
I was waiting for Santa Claus to come.
Waiting for Santa Claus to come.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it was always kind of interesting because I'm the only child. So it was kind of, no, there wasn't anybody to share anything with, but I mean, it was just kind of fun. And I know my mother would threaten with me, you better behave because Santa Claus is watching you. Oh, okay. So that's kind of, I remember putting up the Christmas tree and, things like that. Most of my memories, though, for some reason are just, after I grew up, got married and had 2 kids of my own and played Santa Claus. So I was Mrs. Claus.
That's pretty awesome.
Nancy, how about you? Can you share with us something that your family does to celebrate the holidays?
Not really, you know.
What about when you were a child?
Well, we sometimes had a tree
Yeah.
and then presents as I got older. But my mother was Jehovah's Witness, so we didn't really celebrate that much.
Okay. Did you have any special celebrations with the Jehovah's Witness faith that you did?
Huh?
I said, did you have any special things that you celebrated during this time of year as a Jehovah's Witness?
No, we didn't.
You
I know
didn't.
now because I realize I think that it wasn't good for the kid.
Right, right.
Celebrations now because we're having one. But I mean, as I got older, I got the tree and decorated it. My mother never said anything.
Yeah.
There was 6 children younger than I was.
So are you the oldest?
Yeah.
That was a brave thing for you to do.
Yeah.
I know your brothers and sisters appreciated that.
All of them.
All of them, yeah. Were birthdays a big deal?
What?
Birthdays.
Oh, yeah, they don't celebrate birthdays either, but my mother did. So I don't, she wasn't totally Jehovah's Witness because we sort of live in an isolated area, so she didn't have that much contact.
Mm-hmm.
We lived in a area between Ukiah and Fort Bragg up north. That's where I was raised.
Oh my. Were there any traditional things in town like festivals, parades, like the Macy's parade or a local? Some people have the Squash Blossom Festival and some people have a pumpkin festival. Did any of that go on in your area?
Not in my childhood. Yeah. Just like all that stuff goes on now. So.
Well, does your daughter have a big tree up at the house?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to talk anymore now.
Okay. All right.
We're
Well,
glad you're
Myra,
here.
would you like to share something?
I was just sitting here I have several very clear memories, but when I started kindergarten, if there was a disease, a sneeze within the state of Kansas, I caught it. So I spent most of and after that, besides chicken pox, I've not been ill, but I was Christmas Eve. It was central Kansas, so it was cold, and it was snowing, and Doc Moore was coming by to look at me because it's a small town and the doctor comes to the house.
Yes.
And he came by the house and I think he gave me a shot. That part I don't remember, but he said, well, do you want to open this present? And I thought it was from him. And I said, well, I looked to Mom and she said, well, go ahead. And my mother given it to him to give to me. And it was a walkie-talkie, which is something I'd ask for to play with my friends. So he left, and all of a sudden, Santa called on my walkie-talkie. And it's just so vivid that I could still hear what Santa was saying, not thinking at the time that it was Doc Moore outside, but that was, and I was laying on the sofa and Mother covered me up with a down blanket and White Christmas was on.
Oh,
It's very vivid in my mind.
oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Sweet.
Yes,
Oh, I love it.
thank you.
That's a very sweet memory.
Yes, it is.
I'm old enough to remember when Docs made house calls too.
Oh yeah, I was the focus of a lot of house calls. I had very poor lungs. I would get pneumonia or get some sort of congestion, and I remember one winter. I don't know what part of the winter it was, but he drove all the way out from his office in Decatur, Illinois, about 15 miles in ice and snow to give me a shot.
Wow.
But that's what I remember about doctors visiting.
They probably saved your life.
He probably did. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
As this problem is something I still have, getting congestion and coughing for weeks at a time.
Oh my.
But yeah, we had. The only other thing I can remember about Christmas is that my family had a different kind of Christmas tree than anybody else I've saw. It was like some kind of fir tree, and that means it had a trunk that went up the middle and had branches that came out that were very sparsely uh, uh, had very sparse needles on them,
Mhm.
and then we just decorate it, and we'd throw lots of tinsel on it, and put lights on it. Myra's trees, on the other hand, were basically what I remember as the Flock's Christmas trees. Um,
Later on.
Later on, yeah, and they were beautiful too.
Did anybody ever have one of those aluminum Christmas trees?
I
No.
know someone that did.
My great grandmother had one at the farm, and she had one of those things underneath it that had lights that turned, so it
Yeah.
would make it turn different colors.
Oh, how pretty that must have been.
And I just remember that was always the Christmas tree she had in the living room when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember I had a couple of relatives that had aluminum Christmas trees also.
Yeah.
It's all very space age back then.
Yeah.
Always. I thought that people who had those were rich.
Yeah.
My great grandmother was not rich, but for some reason she had always had that aluminum tree. We always had an artificial tree,
Mhm.
but since I've been married, we've always had a live tree.
Okay.
Paulette?
Yeah, sometime if we have time before Christmas, I wrote a story about a Christmas tree, so I'd be happy to share it sometime when we.
All right, well, bring it with you so you'll have it.
I have it. So anyway,
Do you have it today?
yes.
All right, well, let's hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to take time away from
ahead.
anybody. Okay.
It's fine. We'd love to hear it.
This is
Okay, it's about a little fir tree. Seeds are small. At least most seeds are. This seed was very small. Some might say even tiny. It had a lot of potential. A florist found it one day in the forest with some other seeds nearby. The florist decided to gather the seeds and plant them in the hopes that they would grow. She planted each seed in its very own flower pot. Several weeks went by, and suddenly, one by one, tiny little green sprouts began to emerge in the pots. The little seeds grew and became small trees. It was Christmas, and the little fir trees were just the right size to be decorated. So the florist decided she would decorate each little tree with lights and ornaments that would look so beautiful on a table or a mantle by a fireplace. The little trees were so excited. Their branches quivered with delight as each decoration was placed in its branches. Customers loved the little fir trees and bought them all. The little trees were thrilled to help decorate for Christmas, and they all went to a different place. It was a lot of work for one little tree, standing tall with limbs outstretched, holding lights and ornaments in place. And then one day, the little tree's owner noticed that the little fir tree was drooping and looked very tired. So she took it outside and planted it. And it was right between two tall pecan trees. The little tree fell asleep, its branches drooped and turned brown. And the little fir tree slept on and on and on and on. The pecan tree stood guard over the little fir tree. The two pecan trees joined their roots together to help the little tree sleep and grow strong. Days went by, weeks went by, the seasons changed, and the years passed. The pecan tree supported the little fir tree and gave it strength. And then one magical spring day, the little fir tree began to awaken. Its roots stirred and began to feed its branches with the food the pecan trees had provided. The tiny fir tree that looked like a small brown branch began to turn greener and greener and grow taller and taller. Soon the little fir tree the little fir tree is now big and tall and green. And how it loves the pecan trees for feeding it and enabling it to grow. To this day, the little pine tree continues to grow and shows its love to the pecan trees by wrapping its arms around one and entangling its roots with the other. And so they live and love together forever.
That's nice.
That's lovely. Very nice, Paulette.
That needs to be a book. That needs to be a children's book.
And
No, I wrote it. Oh,
Paulette,
it needs to be well, thank you.
and is that about the tree that you bought for when your mom was still alive and you planted it?
Yes.
Didn't grow and then finally it started to grow?
Yeah, that's the background for this one. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you so much for sharing.
Oh, thank you for letting me, and thank you for hanging in there with me while I read the whole thing. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you all have a super Merry Christmas.
And I agree with Martha that should be turned into a children's Christmas book.
I agree too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I wish I knew how to get that done. I'll do it in a minute.
So Gail.
And Dawn could do the illustrations.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, we got a partnership.
I'll paint
going.
it. Yeah. I'll paint it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good to me.
And you have to paint the different scenarios of the tree.
Yep.
Yes.
I see that. I see how that works.
Yep.
Sweet.
That would be really cool.
Oh, that would be so fun. It's so wonderful. Yeah. Let's get started on that.
All right.
Okay.
I'll have to do some more brainstorming on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But Gail, you mentioned you have a live Christmas tree. Do you plant it in the yard, or is it just a cut down tree that you?
It's a real tree, but it's been cut down.
Okay,
So
got it.
When our kids were little, we used to find a Christmas tree farm.
Yeah.
And actually go to the farm and pick out the tree and cut the tree down. And that all started the first Christmas that after my son was born. We lived near a big open field near Springfield, in Springfield, Missouri. And we went out into the field. Actually, my husband went first and scouted out where he thought we could find a Christmas tree. And so it was cold and snowy. And so then he came back to the house and we bundled the baby up in his snowsuit. And he and my husband went out to cut the tree. And I think I actually went too. We don't have any pictures from out in the field, but I can still vividly remember trudging out there through the snow to go see the tree that they had picked out. And so I held the baby while he cut the tree, and then we drug it back to the house. And it was so big when we got it back to the house that we had to cut the top off of it because it was too tall to stand in the living room.
Yeah.
And it was just a scrub cedar tree.
Yep.
But it was big. And that being the first year that we had the baby, we announced to both sides of the family that starting that year, we would be at home on Christmas Eve. And anybody who wanted to come was welcome to be there, but we would be at home on Christmas Eve.
Yay.
Good.
And we maintained that tradition all through our kids growing up. The first time we did not have Christmas at our house on Christmas Eve was after both of our kids graduated from college, and they were sharing a house, and we had Christmas Eve at their house.
Okay.
And that was very hard for me to give that up
Oh,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
because it was something that had always been. But there was one time when the kids were probably in middle school or high school, and we had our big Christmas, and we do everything on Christmas Eve. So I cook all day in the kitchen, and we have a big meal, usually early afternoon. And then when it starts to get dusk, the kids always had to go lay down to wait for Santa. But Santa only did the stockings at our house.
Mhm.
And so we would wake the kids up and tell them that Santa Claus had come, and they would open their stockings. And then everybody was there. And usually, most of the time, my parents, and a lot of times, especially when the kids were older, my grandmother was there. And we would all sit around and read the Christmas story from the book of Luke. And somebody would say a prayer. And then we would go around the room, and everybody would tell something special that they were thankful for. And lots of times there would be tears. And then we would proceed to start opening the presents. And it wasn't a free-for-all like some places are. One gift at a time. And so whoever was playing Santa Claus would give a gift, and everybody had to wait until they finished opening their gift before they could start to open the next gift.
Oh, how wonderful.
That's nice.
So did you do all this on Christmas Eve?
On Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And we always had snacky foods. I used to like to make punch and Christmas cookies. I have this big glass tray that's about this big.
Oh, wow.
And I fill it with all kinds of Christmas cookies and candies. And my favorite part of opening the gifts is sitting around opening the gifts and eating a Christmas cookie.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
That's nice.
And if it's a Christmas cookie, the calories don't count. That's the cookie's gift to you.
And then one time when our kids were in, I think, early high school, we really wanted to go to Missouri where my husband's family was, because his older sister and her husband were going to be there for Christmas. They always came on Christmas Eve because that's when his parents had Christmas. And they would stay until after breakfast on Christmas morning, and then they would leave to go to the other side of the family. So we decided if we left after we were done with our Christmas and drove all night, we could get to Missouri in time to have breakfast with his sister and brother-in-law before they left to go back to Chicago.
Oh, very good.
And so that's what we did. So after we opened the presents, we cleaned everything up, and we had our suitcases packed, and we jumped in the car, and we drove all night. And in the wee hours of the morning, when the sun was about to come up, we were at that point where we were getting close to being there, but very tired. And I was driving too fast, and I got pulled over by a policeman. And he was nice enough to only give me a warning, but he said, please slow down so that you arrive where you're going safely.
That's good.
So for the longest time, every time we would drive through that area, the family would remind me that that was where I almost got a ticket on Christmas Day.
Oh, the memories.
Oh, the memory.
Almost works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't, but that time it worked real well.
But my favorite part is just being with family.
Yeah.
All my sisters and my grandma and my mom being in the kitchen, everybody working on whatever they were making for the meal, and groups of kids being off playing somewhere in another room and all the guys watching football or a John Wayne movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my favorite part. And so on Christmas Day now, it's usually just me and my husband and our son. And Christmas Day is a pretty quiet day. We usually sleep a little bit later, maybe have a late breakfast and play games or watch movies because we've already
Oh, that's
done
nice.
all
Yeah.
of our busy festivity. And so then Christmas Day is kind of a slower paced, just enjoy the day. So, but my
Yeah.
grandmother was with us a lot for Christmas in the later years. And that's what I miss the most too, because she would sit in the kitchen and she would peel the potatoes or wash the dishes or help my daughter make a quadruple batch of fudge by accident.
Sure, it's an accident, sure.
Some accidents are good.
We got too much of one ingredient in the recipe, and so we had to add enough ingredients to make whatever she
Wow,
put in.
what
So
an
it was this
excuse.
huge
Love it,
batch of
love it.
fudge.
You couldn't ruin it.
Right.
Oh.
And you couldn't waste the ingredients either.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, no, wouldn't want to do that.
Wait, Gail, you were talking about your Christmas tree. Don and I got married between our sophomore and junior college years
Uh-huh.
at 19.
At 19, yeah.
At 19. So we had about 18 cents to rub together. I passed the state of Kansas teaching certificate. So I was teaching all day and then going to college at night. Don was going to college during the day and he was working at night. So we didn't even see each other, but it made us stronger. But we went to get a Christmas tree and we were driving a little bitty VW. And I think it was the 24th, if not the 23rd. It was way late. And I guess the guy took pity on us and he helped us pick out this tree and wrapped it up and put it on the top of the VW. And we were living in, of course, a mobile home.
Trailer.
Trailer,
In a
yep.
good old trailer in Manhattan, Kansas. Well, when we got it in, it filled the whole room. So we had to turn the sofa sideways so you'd open the front door to come in and you'd have to step over the back of the sofa to get into the trailer because it was so big.
I love it. I love it.
But those are the memories you love.
Yes, that's
Yes,
exactly right.
yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, this has been a lot of fun, everyone.
Yes, it has.
Yes.
Oh, it
Thank you
has
so
been.
much.
Oh, what a wonderful Christmas present you gave us, Gail.
Yes, and Santa Claus even joined us.
That's right.
that's
That's
Look
right.
at that.
There you
Nancy,
go.
Mr. Santa Claus.
Yeah, Nancy, Steve came as Santa Claus at the early part of the program just before you got here.
Yeah. You look good.
Did look good.
It's been a lot of fun, but let me share with you tomorrow's session. All right, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yes.
it says Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Monday.
The wrong way. Hold on. How did I do that?
I'm so glad I'm not the only one that has challenges.
I thought I had it on the right screen. I think I picked the wrong share file. Whoop, it did it again.
Gail, I'm going to send you the screenshot of Santa so you can send it to Nancy.
Okay.
There you go.
Could you see it?
Briefly. It flew by. There we
Texas
go.
wins
Oh,
Friday the 11th.
Is it big?
No.
Yes.
Texas wins, musical outreach.
Oh, a guitar player tomorrow.
There you go.
Yes.
Graham Jones, vocalist and guitarist, and he's been with us before. So that will be our session to end off the week, and I'm sure he'll bring some Christmas tunes.
Good.
Oh, yeah,
Yay.
that'd be nice. I hope so.
That's right.